Feliz Navidad! My name is Yami and I am your Latina next door. Welcome to 12 Days of Christmas, where I share one Christmas DIY every day for 12 days. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of them. Today is day 12. Before we start today's DIY, I wanted to let you all know that I will be creating a playlist for these 12 days of Christmas DIYs. That way, if you miss any of these, you can refer back to them and pick the ones you missed, or just watch them straight through 1 to 12. That link will be in my description box below. Let's get started. Alright, so for today's video, I am going to be decorating this 3-tiered tray and making it into a hot cocoa station. Now before I do that, I am going to do a quick DIY and I am going to create this nice little beaded garland so that I can add a little sign to my tier tray. And the first thing I am doing is creating a tassel for it. I'm using this arrow from Dollar Tree so I can wrap my jute string around it, and then I'm cutting it off as you see right here. Now after I cut it, I'm going to take another piece of jute string and I am going to tie one end like you see right here so that none of the strings come apart when I cut the ends. And so I'm tightening it right there, and then I'm cutting the other end so I can get my tassel. So once I have my ends cut, I cut off another piece of jute string and I create what I like to refer to as the little octopus head, because tassels look like little octopuses to me. And so I tie it around the top area as you see right here, and then I'm trimming off the excess tassels to kind of make sure that all of them are nice and even in one length. So I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to grab one of these little blossom ornaments that I had from the springtime, and what I did was I painted it white. I don't have that footage, but it's just simple white chalk paint, and then I'm taking these beads that I got from Michael's. You can get a pack of these beads for $9.99, but I always use my coupon, so 40% off. It's actually a really good deal. And what I'm doing is I'm stringing that same jute string through that little spring ornament, and I am stringing all those beads. Now I made a mistake here and I actually strung one of the strings, and I always like to do both ends of the string, so I'll go back and I'll actually string it in a minute. And that's what I'm doing right here. I am stringing the other string through all of the beads as well. So once I have both pieces of jute string strung through the beads, I come get my tassel. And I know it's hard to see, but what I do is I remove the previous little tie that was at the very top of that tassel, and then I use the two ends of the beaded jute string and I use that as my new little top for the tassel, and I tie those together, as you can see. So then once I tie the knot, I try to hide it as best I can, and now the tassel and the beaded string is nice and together. So then after that was done, I take one of these Dollar Tree little tags that I had on hand, and I created a little decal with my Cricut that said Hot Cocoa Station, and then I applied it to the top of that little tag. So I'm going to make a little bow for the top of that little tag so that I can hide that little hole, and I'm just cutting the ends, and then I am going to be using a little lighter so that I can stop the ends from fraying. Next, I am going to hot glue the back of it so that I can attach it to the little ornament. And then I'm going to hot glue the little bow on to the little tag. And with that, my little beaded tassel is done. So I wanted to share that you don't need anything huge or elaborate to have your own little hot cocoa station. I like to use my tiered tray, and what I like to do is I like to add different things that I need for my hot chocolate in little mason jars, and it's pretty simple. And this is actually one of those things that I like to take my time on and actually enjoy the process. Then, in order to add a little bit of an extra touch, I like to add a little bit of ribbon to some of the mason jars. Now, while no one really likes to add their candy canes to their hot chocolates, I certainly don't. I do like to have little candy canes in my hot cocoa bar because I do think it adds a little bit of extra festiveness to the tray. Now it's off to assemble the tray, and I do like to start off with a large pick in the back of the bottom of the tray since it's the largest one and I need a little bit of filler to go in. And then I begin adding my mason jars full of my hot cocoa goodies. Next, I'm taking my little beaded garland tassel and I'm going to be hanging it over the second tray like this. It's actually pretty heavy on both ends, so it hangs nicely without falling off. And I begin to fill in the rest. I even took one of my little birdhouse ornaments to place in the tray. Adding ribbon to things that you already have on hand adds a little bit of festiveness and allows you to change things up for the seasons. So that's what I did here. Next, I rolled up some red and striped towels so that I can add it to the back of the tray to fill in any gaps that I might have had. And then finally, remember this little crate from yesterday? I also wanted to share that you can use it for something like this. And all I'm doing here is folding some napkins. I wish I had just white ones, but I didn't, so I tried to fold them to where there was a least amount of pattern shown. And then I just placed them in the little crate. And this is how my hot cocoa station tier tray turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed these 12 days of Christmas. I am going to be signing off as I am done with all of my Christmas DIYs for this year. I'm curious to know which one of the 12-day DIYs was your favorite, so let me know in the comments below. Now make sure you stick around because I do plan on taking on one last project before the end of the year, and if I can pull it off, it's gonna be huge. So please make sure you stick around as I will be sharing a lot of behind the scenes in my Instagram stories, so don't forget to follow me there. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for my 12 days of Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this series. If you're looking for even more Christmas DIY and home decor inspiration right now, I'll go ahead and put my Christmas playlist up on the screen, and that way you guys can check it out. I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas season so far. Don't forget to subscribe to continue getting more inspiration from your Latina next door, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, adios.